Welcome back to Butterfly Effect Tarot. My name is Lorraine, and today's topic is what will it be about your future spouse that will turn you on? There are going to be 3 groups, and the timestamps for each group will be in the description box in the comment section below. If the readings and messages resonate, please feel free to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments if you choose. To all of my subscribers and returning viewers, as always, thank you. I greatly appreciate you. To newer viewers, welcome. And if interested after this video, you may return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, let's go ahead and get into each one of your messages. Welcome to your reading, Pile 1, regarding what will it be about your future spouse that turns you on. So I've already pre-shuffled and pulled the cards. I do prefer to pull 5 cards, but 6 cards came through. So we'll look into the cards that came through and then we'll get into the reading. So the first card out is the Empress, followed by the Page of Pentacles. And then we have the Three of Pentacles, followed by the Emperor. And then we have the Queen of Swords, followed by the Eight of Cups. Bottom of the deck energy is the Three of Swords. I've also pulled 3 clarifiers from a separate tarot deck, and those 3 cards are as follows. The Moon, followed by the Ace of Swords. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck energy for the clarifiers is the King of Pentacles. So, does not matter if you're male or female, masculine or feminine energy, the messages should apply no matter what. So this group is very clear and concise. There are a lot of messages coming through, so bear with me. Before we jump into the turn-ons here, really quickly, I'm going to point this out because I do feel like it's going to be relevant to what we go into next. With the Empress and Emperor, between those 2 cards is the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. And then we have the King of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles and the clarifier. So I do feel like for this group, really quickly, you may meet your future spouse through work. You may work for them, or you may collaborate with them to create a business or creative endeavor. And I do feel like that is going to be what brings you two together, working on something that you both are like-minded in. The Empress and Emperor are rulers, and the Ten of Pentacles and the clarifiers that represent an empire. So you two will rule over your own empire and legacy, and I do feel like it will be tied between work and personal. Now, when we get into the turn-ons, the Emperor embodies all of the 4 kings, and the Empress embodies all of the 4 queens. With that being said, you will be turned on by every aspect of who your future spouse is, and we're going to break it down. When it comes to you and your future spouse, you two will mirror each other. You will be equally yoked. When it comes to your turn-ons, it is going to be a lot deeper than anything shallow, but I feel like you both are physically attractive and very physically attracted to each other. So I do feel like you will be very attracted to the way this person looks. The Empress is very, very beautiful and seductive and sexy. The Emperor is very, very attractive and handsome. And the King of Pentacles is well put together. The Queen of Swords is also well put together and has a very strong essence of allure. So I do feel like what's going to happen here is this person will be able to stimulate you through the mind. The communication, the conversation, their wisdom, the way that they express themselves, and the way that they set boundaries and assert themselves will be a very massive turn on for this group. The way that this person's energy is, I feel like this will be a very sexy and seductive person. They could have very intense eyes. This is somebody that may be able to entice you and turn you on just from a simple glance or simply from a gentle graze across your back with their hand. This will be a person where their energy you'll be able to feel when they want you, and you will be able to express through your own energy when you want them. I do feel like for this couple, you will be spending quite a bit of time in the bedroom. I feel that very strongly because of how much chemistry and how much magnetism the two of you will share. You two are ideal counterparts for one another. I feel like also this person, their love language may be gift giving. This may be a person that likes to spoil you for both groups because the Empress also embodies the Queen of Pentacles and the Emperor embodies the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles is out here. However, I do feel strongly for the feminines drawn to this. You will be attracted to and turned on by this person's gestures. I do feel like for your future spouse, for both groups drawn, they will have a way of knowing what you like, right? Because they will study you, they will observe you, and they will be very tapped in tune to who you are. So this could be a person that's very romantic, meaning that this is somebody that may surprise you with a candlelit dinner at home. This is a person that may, surprise you by wanting to buy you a very lavish gift or something that they feel you yourself, each of you may be different, but you yourself may like. So, for example, if there's a certain author that you really love reading about, this person may know that there's like a really great book that is coming out from that author. And this person might get their hands on the book, for example, before it even hits the shelves and surprise you with it while you're probably waiting for it to be released. Something like that. This is somebody that's going to go above and beyond for you because they see you as very worthy and they want to work really hard to keep you happy and to almost prove themselves. I feel like even after you're together, your future spouse is going to love to continue to remind you in little ways about their loyalty, their love, and dedication to this union. And that is going to turn you on beyond measure, especially because I do feel like for this group of people, you've been hurt in the past before. With the Queen of Swords, we have the Eight of Cups and the Three of Swords coming out, meaning that you've been deceived, you've felt abandoned, you've had to walk away from connections where there was, energy of toxicity. And the Queen of Swords usually becomes very guarded from being hurt too much. But with this person, it's going to turn you on that you don't have to be guarded with them. You don't have to worry about them stepping out because the Emperor is very loyal and dedicated and they operate in a very righteous way. And the King of Pentacles is also very loyal and dedicated and very grounded and invested in one energy where they put their focus. I do feel like the masculines as well will have went through a difficult energy of heartache and deception because in the clarifiers where the King of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck, you have the Moon card of illusions, fears, tricksters, and liars, but then comes out the Ace of Swords where there is now clarity, truth, and honor in the connection you have. So I feel like you are going to be very turned on by the fact that you know that this person is yours and all yours. This is someone who will also be very emotionally connected to you. This will feel like your backbone. This will be somebody who's going to be a strong support system. If there's a difficult time you're going through, if there's something that's bothering you, this is a person that will be there no matter what. Nothing I feel will be able to stand in the way of this connection. And the fact that this person is so different from the people you've dealt with before, not just lovers, but maybe even friends and family, because this person is so solid and has continuously align their actions with their words, that energy of feeling like this is mine, right? Like just feeling like this is mine. Like I finally have a person who loves me. They are a protector. They provide for me. They contribute to our life together. This is somebody that makes me feel safe and warm and loved and worthy and valuable. That is going to really get you going. I feel like for this group, the material and the looks are going to be a bonus, and I do feel they will be traits that will definitely excite you and arouse you. But I especially feel like on a deep level, there's going to be a very strong, intuitive, spiritual chemistry and connection here that is going to fuel you. That energy of feeling like there's somebody that is all yours, that is divinely guided to you, somebody you don't have to share with other people. You don't have to worry about them stepping out. You don't have to worry about them taking advantage of you, stealing from you, lying to you, using you in any way for their own benefit. This is somebody that you will know they're not going to walk out on you. They're not going to leave you feeling abandoned and vice versa. There's somebody here that's going to match your energy so strongly that everything about them is going to have you ready to go to the bedroom. If this is a dynamic where you two may become parents, you will more than likely, for those of you that will perhaps become parents with your future spouse, you may have a lot of children. Like you may have a very big family, which would make sense because I feel like for this group, you're going to have an overwhelming amount of money. Like there's going to be a lot of wealth here. And as I stated, the masculine may already be financially well off and they may already have their own level of financial abundance. The feminine too, but I especially get this from the masculine. I will also say as a side note that for the feminines drawn to this, you may already, either of you, the men and the women, may already be parents. But for the women drawn to this, you may already be a parent. And at the time this person comes in to make an offer or that you end up collaborating with, it may come at a time where you are taking care of your responsibilities, working on yourself, evolving, and trying to enhance your finances. And that's when this person comes in. I do feel like the masculine and feminine here have an issue with trust. And I do feel like the fact that you're coming together with this Three of Pentacles, where you'll be able to work with each other in a platonic way and really get to know each other and build that sense of community with one another, that's what's going to help create this dynamic of a connection. Because I feel like with the feminine, the Queen of Swords, and the King of Pentacles out here being the masculine, I feel like when this connection comes together, this will be the energy you're in. The feminine will be in this Queen of Swords energy, and the masculine will be in this King of Pentacles, meaning that the Queen of Swords, you may have been single for a while, if I haven't mentioned that already, or you may just be closed off to love and really just focused on yourself, your responsibilities, and work. And the masculine will be focused on work and building and growing their empire. But I feel like this is an energy where the Queen of Swords is not really interested in anything romantic because she's been hurt so much, and the masculine may have been in situations where they've been taken advantage of for their finances, their appearance, and their status. So I feel like when the reason you're coming together in this way is because there needs to be a structure and a bond built. And I do feel like in the early stages of the connection, you will be very attracted to this person and lusting after them, and they will be lusting after you. But I feel like initially there may not be any action taken on that lust until you reach a certain point within this kind of work dynamic. But I do feel like this is going to be something where when it does come together, you may have some quick insight that this is the person for you, and the other person may as well. But because of the circumstances, I don't think either of you will cross that line. But I do feel like you're both very attractive, and I do feel like you are going to grow and evolve together. And the passion and the intensity and the chemistry is only going to get stronger and stronger, because your energy and the archetypes here go from the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords to the Empress and the Emperor, meaning that you two become, even if the King of Pentacles here has money and success, you two will become even more successful and wealthier as a union. For this group, you may both hold a position of power and authority, or be entrepreneurs over this single business or creative endeavor. And for some of you, you could even be in the spotlight somehow, because the energy with the Ten of Pentacles is a legacy, something that is remembered well after. And the Empress and the Emperor are usually high authorities, and they usually have some, the public usually has some sort of access to them. So for this group, you will definitely more than likely be couple goals. And I feel like the attraction and the intimacy that you two share is going to be felt and known with anyone around you. There's a very intense energy that I always get from the Empress and the Emperor. The feminine's here, it will turn you on that you can rest in your divine feminine with this person, because the Queen of Swords is somebody that is not unguarded, but the Empress is not a guarded energy. So you will be very attracted to the fact that this person makes you feel very, very warm, very protected, very safe. You will be turned on by the fact that this person is so masculine and protective over you, that they are so focused and dedicated on making sure that everything around you and concerning you and your union and the life you're building is in structure. They're going to be so focused on making sure that you're happy and that you're constantly reminded that they want you and only you. I feel like for the masculine is drawn to this, you're going to feel very turned on by the fact that the feminine is so feminine, that she is so sexy and sensual, that she does allow you to embody that emperor energy, and there's so much trust in knowing that she's there just for you and not what you can offer. And that's going to turn you on, that somebody wants you just for who you are. So I feel like there is going to be a very beautiful balance here. I feel like the feminine and masculine both have a balanced masculine and feminine energy within each of them, and they both operate in that energy as necessary. But there is definitely going to be a lot of intimacy here. I do feel like this is going to be a very physically explosive connection in the right ways. I feel like there will be a lot of compromise. You will be turned on by the fact that if anything comes up in the connection, or if there are disagreements, your partner is so mature, just like you, where you're able to sit down and work through it in a very mature and calm and peaceful, loving way. There's no energy of somebody being petty. There's no energy of somebody going out to seek revenge by cheating, or by trying, there's no energy of anybody trying to control the other. There's a strong energy here of fairness and loving each other in a mutual way. And I just feel like everything about this person, again, is going to excite you. I just feel like everything this person says, everything they do at any given moment, you are going to look at this person and want to just ravish them. And I feel like it goes much deeper than just the material and the physical plane. It goes more, it's bigger than just this power and authority. It's bigger than this amount of wealth you have. It's bigger than just how physically attractive you both are. This feels like a very spiritually divine couple that is protected and drawn to one another, and that energy of loyalty and honesty, and both of you operating in this high moral compass, both of you knowing that it's just the two of you and there's no third party, there's no fear of rejection, there's no fear of negative toxic energy. It's going to make you want to reward this person when it comes to every aspect of your lives, but especially when you're in the bedroom. It's going to be very important that this person feels the amount of love and passion you have for them. And I feel like they're going to match that energy, knowing how to satisfy each other. Both of you having similar energy and matching each other. It's like they know you, you know them. And it's almost like you can read and pick up on this person's energy just with a look, just with a touch, just with a simple gesture. You always will be so tuned in that when you feel each other in the physical aspect, they may be able to feel what you're feeling and you may be able to feel what they're feeling. And I feel like that's only going to heighten the experience because it's going to act as a confirmation that you both are so satisfied that you can experience your own individual pleasure from this, but also you can experience the others. This is going to be a very, very attractive couple, very sexy, very powerful, very successful and authoritative, very loyal and dedicated to each other. And I feel like this will be a love that other people will know about, whether this is you two being very popular within your family dynamic and the people around you. I feel for most of you, the public will have some sort of access to you. And with this 10 of Pentacles, this is the type of connection that will still be talked about. What you build together, what you share together, the way you are with one another on a personal level and professional level is something that will still be spoken about even after, you both have kind of passed on. Because the Ten of Pentacles is a legacy that you leave that other people still talk about. It's a product or service you put out or an energy that you leave behind that other people can still reference. So this is giving couple goals. This is giving the energy of a couple that may kind of contribute to re-inspiring that old school love. This feels very old-fashioned to me. With the Empress and Emperor, this feels like two old-fashioned energies coming together. Very much so. But I feel like the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they smell, the way they dress, the way they, you know, express their presence, the way their presence fills a room, the way they operate, the way they think, their perspectives, all of those things will be so, so enticing to you. So exciting. I just love this. This is probably my favorite group. This is probably my favorite group. I'm going to be honest. I haven't gotten into 2 and 3 yet. I don't know what's going to come out. So that could change. But if I'm being honest, this feels ideal to me, especially with you two coming in as the emperor, the Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles, and you're coming together with the Three of Pentacles. That feels like an ideal dynamic because, as I stated earlier, the Queen of Pentacles doesn't date a lot and tends to be closed off and has to build trust with a person before she can open up to them. And then the King of Pentacles is the same. They like to take their time to court you, to get to know you before opening up. So I feel like this is two similar energies coming together, and you two will both transform and grow and evolve into the Emperor and Empress as a couple. And I love that for you. This is my favorite group. I'm going to claim it. I'm going to claim this is my favorite group. 2 or 3 may, I usually don't pick a favorite group because I feel like by the end of the readings, all of the messages all feel so good to me. And again, I may take that back after the 2 groups. I don't know, but this feels amazing. This may feel like it's been a long time coming. I feel like by the time you come together, even for just this Three of Pentacles dynamic, you both at that point will have been, like I stated, very focused on other things and other aspects of your life. So I don't feel like either of you would have been dating a lot. I feel like you're both, with the King of Swords, Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, both very choosy lovers, very picky. But especially for my feminines, this person is going to view you as somebody who is a prize to be won, and for the masculines, this person is going to view you as the prize that they have won. Like, it just feels like this very complementary energy. The Queen of Swords does not care about material things, right? So the feminine here is more concerned with you operating in this righteous, trustworthy, honorable, true in like integrity energy. So with the King of Pentacles, if this masculine has been taken advantage of in romance and it's caused him to close off, which is what that moon card represents, for the feminine here, the fact that you're not concerned with that, that doesn't impress you. You're more concerned with who this person is at a core level, is going to be refreshing for this masculine. And this is going to have this person deeply, madly, overwhelmingly in love with you and wanting to give you the world. And for the masculines here, the fact that this person is somebody that is not easy to get close to, this Queen of Swords is not easy to get close to. This is not somebody that is overly concerned and impressed with what you bring to the table. Just concerned with who you are at a core level, and everything else is a bonus, is going to be refreshing, because I feel like both of you have been hurt at some point, and you're being, I feel, divinely brought in. This feels very spiritual to me. I feel like you're being divinely brought into each other to help heal and transform each other even further. And the Hierophant showed itself. So really quickly, that card obviously means traditional, which I already get the traditional values with the Ten of Pentacles, the Empress and Emperor. But it, in romance readings, sometimes it always especially gives me the energy that for some of you, there could be a difference between you and your future spouse. I do feel you both will be maybe older or old souls, but the difference could be class levels. One, you may be well off and the other one may not be. Or you could come from two different backgrounds or two different cultures for some of you. I don't think that applies to most of you because that Hierophant didn't come out, but it showed itself very clearly. So that's just a side note for some of you. This person may be different from what you're used to, or there may be something about them that is very different from your own situation, circumstances, or life. But I'm going to leave it there because I could stay in this energy forever. I adore it. I love it. And I hope that this is something that comes in for you sooner rather than later, because this feels amazing. And again, I love that for you. So if interested, you can return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there. And also, if this did resonate on any level, please feel free to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments if you choose. But other than that, thank you. Welcome to your reading pile 2 regarding what will it be about your future spouse that turns you on. So I've already pre-shuffled. I do prefer to pull 5 cards. 6 cards came out for your group. So we'll look into the cards that came through and then we'll get into the reading. So the first card out is the Fool, followed by Judgment. And then we have the Empress, followed by the King of Wands. And then we have the Devil, followed by the Nine of Wands. Bottom of the deck energy is the Hierophant. We also have 3 clarifiers out here from a separate tarot deck, and the 3 cards are as followed. The Hermit, followed by the Nine of Cups, and then the Justice card. Bottom of the deck energy is the King of Cups. So really quickly, it does not matter if you're male or female. The messages should apply no matter what. They should resonate no matter what. So for this group, very interesting reading. So I'm going to make a quick note before we jump into this so that no one gets confused and I don't have to kind of jump back and forth. So for the masculines drawn to this, the Empress energy will more than likely obviously be who you're here to know about. And of course, for my feminines, it'll be this King of Wands, King of Cups person, because this King of Wands and King of Cups is the same person. And then we're going to get into why that is. So for this group, very clearly, your future spouse is very attractive. The way that they look, I mean, this is a very, very attractive person. The King of Wands is the most attractive king in tarot, and the Empress is the most beautiful feminine energy in tarot. So this is a very attractive person, very sexy, very sultry, very passionate, very tempting. Your future spouse may be somebody that does turn heads. I don't feel like that's going to be an issue in this connection, and we'll get into why I think that is. But the way this person looks, this sensual, seductive nature about them is going to very much be prominent, and it is going to be one of the key things that turns you on. This person may simply look at you, because I do feel like this is somebody with very intense, deep, magnetic, alluring eyes. I do feel like this is somebody that can entice and seduce with a simple look or a light touch. And I do feel like that is something that this person will be doing within the connection to get a rise out of you. This may be a person that likes to tease you. As I stated, when I said entice and seduce, that could also be in public places, but I don't mean that in a very obvious way. This may be a person that teases you or likes to build tension in the connection before you get to the actual bedroom activities, and they may be willing to do it and take that risk and that bold gesture out in public, but it's not going to be evident maybe to others. Although I do feel like this will be a very passionate and very intense connection. So I do feel like people could feel the energy exchange between you two. The desire that you two have for one another, I do feel others will be able to feel it and see it. Even if they can't see the little gestures or the little exchanges, although it may be prevalent, they will feel how much you want each other, especially how much the masculine wants the feminine. And I also feel like for this connection, this person's very bold, very courageous, very direct, very assertive, but also very loving, very romantic, very harmonious, very nurturing, very patient, very giving and generous. This is somebody that has a beautiful balance of masculine and feminine energy. For the masculine is drawn to this and feminine is drawn to this person embodies both because the Empress embodies all four queens, and the King of Wands and the King of Cups embodies the masculine and feminine dynamics mixed together. And obviously, for this group, for the feminists drawn to this, the Empress also embodies you and your connection. And then this King of Wands and King of Cups person embodies the masculines drawn to this. So the way that I describe them is also the way I'm describing you. But essentially, for this connection, I do feel like this will be a very traditional one. There will be a lot of harmony. There will be a lot of peace. There will be a lot of balance. I do feel like both individuals are very spiritually inclined. I feel like both of you have very much evolved and transformed, you and your future spouse. I do feel like there is a very stable and grounded energy here. This person's love language may be physical touch, right? I feel like this is a person who shows you better than they can tell you. Although with the King of Wands and also the Empress, these people can express themselves, right? These are people that do speak up lovingly, and they do. This is not somebody that's not going to tell you they love you. This person will reassure you in the most loving and sweet ways they love you. But especially with this energy, there's more about kind gestures, especially for the feminines drawn to this. This masculine in this situation is going to be very much somebody that will express their love through physical touch, through their presence. For everyone drawn to this, there is going to be a very transformative energy here. I feel like this is a very spiritual connect, a very spiritually strong connection, and I do feel like it is one that is very spiritually protected. This is more than likely going to definitively be for a lot of you a actual marriage. I don't feel like this is just going to be a spiritual union where two people come together and they build a life together with this kind of agreement just between the two of them. With the Justice card out here, the Hierophant and the Empress energy, I do feel like this is a connection where there will be a marriage license, a ring, and a wedding. Because the Hierophant denotes traditional values, and that usually is a wedding. That usually is like the family dynamic, the white picket fence. And then the Justice card can also represent weddings and contracts, legal things. So I do feel like this will definitely be a marriage for a lot of you. I feel like for this couple, for those of you who are at that age where you can, there will certainly more than likely be you and your spouse becoming parents in this dynamic, because this is going to be a connection where the physical intimacy is very much at the forefront. It's not above everything else. There's a beautiful balance, but I do feel like there will probably be a lot of time spent in the bedroom, or there will be a lot of moments of sneaking away to kind of get in quickies. It just feels like a need to constantly touch each other. There's a strong energy of needing to want to be around each other and feel each other and experience each other's energy and the looks. It could just simply be you two sitting together in silence or listening to music or watching TV. There's just a need to be able to connect in a way where you're with each other. You feel this person physically, whether they're hugging you and you're hugging them, whether you're cuddling, whether you're just laying on each other or just holding hands. There's a need to constantly be connected. And I do feel like that will be a turn on for you because it's a constant reassurance that's coming through here. I feel like there is a energy of being romanced, this person surprising you with things that they know you love. This could be the energy of somebody that'll greet you with coffee every morning just because they know you love your coffee and you have to have it first thing in the morning. Maybe somebody that runs your bubble baths or somebody that buys your favorite, perfume or cologne when they see it on sale, or if you have had a hard time finding it in stores, they find it for you. This is the person that may send you flowers or buy your favorite tool or your favorite Starbucks drink. It's just an energy here of proving, showing, not just telling, proving, showing the love, the feeling, especially with this person where I feel like energy is very fiery, right? The King of Wands, and then the Empress also embodies Queen of Wands. So this is the energy of somebody who's very passionate and fiery in that very intense way. But then you also have the King of Cups, and the Empress also embodies Queen of Cups. So this is the person who is also very warm. You know, the fiery is the Wands, and then the warmth is more of the cups energy. So I feel like there's not going to be a cooling energy here. I feel like this is a connection where that warmth, that passion will always be prevalent. I am getting that again, you are energies who constantly evolve individually and transform and really focus on constantly growing. And I feel like as a result of that, growing individually, this will be a couple that will grow together as well, spiritually and in your overall physical aspects. I guess that's the best way to put it, because some couples age and get older, and sometimes there's love, right? And but there's like no, the passion can fade, or it can, dim, or it can go away altogether. I don't get that from this group. That warmth, that passion is, I feel like it's always going to be there. You two could be energies that age very well, because I feel like there will be a lot of excitement, a lot of joy, a lot of fun experiences. This feels like a couple that likes to kind of live on the edge, but in a healthy way. Especially with the Fool card. That's somebody that is optimistic. They take leaps of faith, and they just go forward and they start something, or they pursue something, or again, just living life and living in the moment. And the King of Wands energy, and then the Queen of Wands that is showing up inside of the Empress energy. This is somebody that likes to travel. They like to have fun. They like to go on trips. They like to do random things. They like to create these exciting, fun experiences. And I feel like that is going to keep the connection alive. But also with the Cups energy, this is also somebody that is very much a family man, family woman, somebody who wants to stay home and have dinner at home and sit at the table and watch TV together and cuddle and have, very loving, nurturing conversation. Somebody that shows their support by being there for you if you're having a hard day. Somebody that shows their support for you by kind of tuning into what you say and do, and taking action to kind of remedy the situation, to try to make things right for you. So if you're having a hard time at work, for example, and you may be texting your spouse and saying, this is, or calling them and saying, this is what's happening at work, blah, blah, blah. When you get home, this person could have made your favorite food, and they could have, lit some candles and set out some wine. And then they want to give you a massage, or they've run the bath for you, or they've, pulled out your favorite, pajamas. It's just an energy of comfort, an energy of being a strong, supportive person. Not just in the bedroom is there's going to be something where you feel this person's love, because you will feel it on a passionate, intimate level for sure, but also outside of that realm, the way they speak to you, the energy they give you when you're speaking, the level of attention, the level of being attuned, the level of being supportive, being dependable, showing you that they genuinely care by simply listening to you talk, right? And by giving true, authentic reactions. But I feel like this is a person that's more of a listener and more of a doer, right? So I do feel like this is going to feel like a very fair, especially with the Justice card. It's about balance, it's about harmony, it's about the energy of doing the right thing, the Hierophant, the energy of doing the right thing. There's a strong loyalty here. Now, I will say this, because I do feel like also this person's determination is going to be very attractive to you, especially for the feminine's drawn to this, but also with the Empress energy having the Queen of Wands energy as well. This person's determination to continue to grow, to go through things and get through them and persevere. This person's energy of being very solid and very unmovable, very unwavering, very bold, very courageous is going to be a massive, exciting element to you. This just feels like somebody that just takes the bulls by the horn, very fearless and bold, very protective as well, extremely protective. You're going to feel safe with this person. Now, I will make a quick note for the feminine's drawn to this. I'm going to go over something really briefly that I'm seeing regarding the masculine energy. This could also apply to the masculines drawn to this in reference to this Empress. Otherwise, this is your energy for the masculines drawn to this. But this King of Wands person has went through it. And I feel like the reason that this is coming up as something that will turn you on is because this person may have went through a past where they were operating in the devil energy, because the devil comes out with the King of Wands. And we also have the Judgment out here of somebody who's transformed, somebody who has walked away from things that don't serve them, ended connections, habits, and with the Fool card, they've taken a leap of faith towards something more positive. And the Judgment card is moving towards something new. And then we have the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck, which is about purifying your life, purifying your energy. It's about stepping into that spiritual realm and operating in pure energy, intense thoughts, actions, and ways. Whereas the Devil energy is about unhealthy thoughts, actions, tensions, and ways. So this could have been somebody who may have had a lot of very difficult upbringing, perhaps, or they've just had a lot of difficult experiences in life. And it could have led them into this Devil energy where they were maybe a partier. They could have been very promiscuous in their past. This is somebody that could have had addictions or unhealthy habits, and they moved past it because you have the Nine of Wands here, which is somebody that overcomes something and they stand strong and unwavering in that battle, in that win. And then it goes into the Hierophant at the bottom where now this person has now evolved and they're more pure. They have focused their energy on being righteous, doing the right thing, going from this kind of devil energy of unhealthy lust and temptation and attachments and addictions and habits to the Hierophant wanting something traditional, wanting something that is more spiritual, something that is more positive, more pure and loving. And I feel like you're going to be attracted to the way that you still get this King of Wands energy, this very fiery kind of gives player energy, but without the player dynamic. That's going to turn you on. Because when we look at the clarifiers, you have the Hermit into the Nine of Cups. And the Hermit energy is about going within, doing a spiritual transformation, healing, transforming yourself and also purifying from the inside out. And then by going within, this person moved into this Nine of Cups where they've started finding healthy attachments. They started finding genuine love because the Nine of Cups is our wish fulfillment. It's filling up those 9 cups with things that we love, that we enjoy doing, that really bring us positive and authentic and pure happiness. Whereas in the past, this person may have seeked out their happiness and their temporary joys and satisfactions with the devil energy. Now after they've transformed, and this will be more than likely by the time you meet them, you will know this person's history, unless you've known this person in the past and know they went through this. Otherwise, by the time you come in, they will have already transformed for a lot of you. They will find their happiness with this Nine of Cups, where now those cups are filled up with healthy things, creative things. This person will have found a balance and happiness within their finances, within their sense of community, people around them that are authentic and genuine and pure, who encourage them to do the right thing. They will have found self-love. They will have found healing, where things of the past that may have had them in that devil energy, that, maybe they had mental health issues because they went through so much and it led them to a life of making poor decisions. They now transform into the Nine of Cups. And then with justice, this is operating in a righteous energy. This is finding that balance. This is finding that harmony. This is wanting to do the right thing. And then boom, King of Cups at the bottom. So this person finds their Nine of Cups and they evolve into the King of Cups. And again, like I said, this can also apply to the masculines drawn to this because the Empress has become all four queens. Why? Because she's had to transform and go through a lot herself. So for some of the masculines here, this could have been a story for your feminine. But especially for the feminine drawn, this masculine has overcome and transformed some very toxic and unhealthy ways. And for some of you, if this is somebody from the past, for the couple of you that it is, you could actually be the vocal reason that this person transformed because they were seeing you as an empress and they wanted to change for you. But definitely a beautiful energy here. I feel like this is something that is very stable. This is going to feel exhilarating. This feels exhilarating, like this energy of getting this very evolved person, this Empress or this King of Wands and King of Cups energy, getting this very balanced person, being able to have this fun, exciting connection, like the courting stage never ended. It'll feel like you're dating throughout the course of this connection, this marriage, this union, but you'll also experience that warmth and that loving spiritual essence of your union, because the King of Cups, Queen of Cups energies are spiritual as well, very intuitive. So this person will be intuitive, you will be intuitive. So you'll both maybe be able to, again, interact on that level. I feel like this is a couple where you may be able to speak to each other without actually talking. And I don't feel like a whole lot of talking here. Not saying that there isn't. I'm just saying there's not a lot of swords energy out here. This feels more like a lot of physical exchanges, a lot of comforting, reassuring, touches on the back, a lot of looking deeply into each other's eyes and speaking with your energy. There obviously is going to be communication because Cups energy are very loving and expressive in every way. But I do feel like there will be a lot of showing each other even more than telling each other. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But definitely this, you guys may travel a lot. You may go to like theme parks, you may take like fun risk like bungee jumping or something. It really just depends. But this is definitely somebody that's going to show you a good time. And you're going to show them a good time. And again, this is the best of both worlds. You get the masculine and feminine in one, and it's a healthy balance here. And I love that for you. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. And of course, if it resonated on any level, you may feel free to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments if you choose. And if interested, you may return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you. Welcome to your reading pile 3 regarding what will it be about your future spouse that will turn you on. So I've already pre-shuffled and pulled 5 cards. We'll look into the 5 cards that came through and then we'll get into the reading. So the first card out is the 10 of Swords followed by the Tower. And then we have the World card followed by the 3 of Swords. And then the final card out is the Star. Bottom of the deck energy is the 10 of Wands. I have pulled clarifiers from a separate tarot deck. I generally do prefer to pull 3 clarifiers, but 4 clarifying cards came out. So we have the Star card again, followed by the 6 of Pentacles. And then we have the King of Swords, followed by the Ace of Cups. Bottom of the deck for the clarifiers is the Lovers. So really quickly, it does not matter if you're male or female, masculine or feminine energy. The messages should apply no matter what. So for this group, there are a plethora of messages coming through. I will do my best to get into each one. But first and foremost, with the Lovers coming out, that's clearly letting me know that this is going to be a very intimately transformative connection. I'm hearing tantric, so you may be able to manifest through your intimate bedroom activities. I do feel like there will be a very deep, intense, passionate connection here. Very spiritual. This will feel like somebody that you've known before. If it's not, it could perhaps be somebody you've had an ending with. But for the most part, this just is going to feel like somebody who you feel their energy on every level. This is going to be like a draw. Like when you meet this person for the first time, if you haven't already, you're going to immediately feel that attraction to one another. And I feel like that is rare for the both of you because with this King of Swords out here, I do feel like this is a King of Swords, Queen of Swords dynamic. I feel like this is the energy of two people that see themselves in each other, two people that may have experienced similar things. And I feel like that is going to be a turn on for you as well because it's like you're seeing yourself in someone else. And that also creates this energy of trust because you have created and come into this energy of trusting yourself after overcoming a lot and seeing that honest and disciplined energy and that other person is going to immediately draw this in. So for some of you, this could be something where you become intimate right away for some of you because the King and Queen of Swords are not those type of energies. They don't jump headfirst into anything. But I feel like this will be an irresistible connection, very passionate, very deep, very intense. Now, with this King of Swords energy, I do feel like you are going to be attracted to this person's determination. This person is going to be very stimulating when it comes to their conversations and the mental energy. You will be stimulated by this person through the way they speak, the conversations you have, this person's wisdom, their knowledge, this person's ability to overcome anything, this fearless, bold, kind of do the right thing, disciplined, authoritative energy is going to be so sexy to you. Also, the way that this person is disciplined in the sense that this is not somebody that's easy to seduce or manipulate, meaning that this is very much a loyal, dedicated person. The King of Swords is not likely to be unfaithful. The King of Swords in the upright is somebody who is very hard to get close to. And this is a choosy lover because generally these are not people who actually seek out romance. So when they find it, it's rare. And that's when they know it is something that is meant to be. So I do feel like you are matching this person's energy with the Six of Pentacles and equal give and take. You two could work together within something career wise because with the lovers, this is the couple who tends to be very passionate and fiery, and that always gives me the energy of wands. And wands archetypes and the wands energy is very magnetic, which means you tend to attract attention in. So I feel like for this group, there are 2 stars. I'm going to make a quick note and we're going to go right back into the message. But we have the World card out here and we have the 2 star cards and we have the Lovers. For some of you, you're For some of you, you're going to be in a, well, for most of you, you're going to be in a very prominent and authoritative role. You and your future spouse, I'm getting this strongly. There's going to be a position of authority, or you're going to be very much acknowledged and admired and respected for whatever you do in career. This is a very respectable energy. Somebody that is out here trying to help other people. This feels like a energy of somebody that wants to change the world for the better. And that this is going to turn you on a lot. But I'm going to say also with the star card, the world card, and the lovers, some of you could be seen by the public in some way. This is giving public servant or somebody that gives to others, right? In a way where it puts you in the limelight somehow, or it puts you in front of people that have access to you. But I do feel like this is a couple that is very private. I feel like this is a couple that is very protective over each other, very protective over this connection. You're going to be turned on by how protective this person is over you. This is a person who will not mince words. When it comes to you, if somebody crosses the boundaries, this person will speak up quick and very fiercely, very protective. This person loves very hard and very deep. But on the outside, I feel like this person gives very stoic, very serious. Maybe somebody who is not to be crossed or somebody who's not to be approached. But with the Ace of Cups coming out at the after the King of Swords, this is also somebody that on a core level is very warm, very loving, very nurturing, very kind, very compassionate, very generous, somebody that is harmonious, and they just want the best for everyone. Because with the Six of Pentacles, it's also charity. And then the energy of the star card is hope and faith. So I feel like this person is going to be in a career field, or you're both going to be in some kind of career field where it's either you are fighting for justice for others and fairness, you have a charity or something where you're giving to others that have, that don't have enough. You may create a charity, or this is like a life coach or an author where maybe you're healing others and restoring hope and faith with that star card energy that came out twice to people that are lacking when it comes to their faith and their joy and their harmony and healing. There's a strong healing energy here. I feel like you guys are healers, but healing can be done in different ways. And when it comes to the swords archetypes, that can show up in different ways. But I feel like the fact that this person is so loving and kind, despite this very stern and stoic exterior, is a turn on for you. Because I do feel like you are going to be somebody who you're going to be the only person that gets to experience this Ace of Cups part of this person. You're going to be the only person that this person's guard will come down for. To the public, to other people that are around, this person gives stoic. Don't touch me. Don't say too much. Stay at a distance. I'll give you a curt nod. I'll acknowledge you. I'll respect your energy, but I don't, they're not going to have emotional access to this person. Whereas with you, I feel like you get to experience this person as kind of King of Cups or Queen of Cups energy, where they're very loving, they're very kind, they're very warm, they're very romantic. I feel like this person could have been a Cups archetype initially, but after all of the energy of the Ten of Swords, the Tower, the Three of Swords, and the Ten of Wands energy, having a difficult cycle to complete with the World card, it put this person in Swords energy, where now they have to guard their heart because it took them so long to heal it and come into this Ace of Cups energy, to find emotional fulfillment and emotional fulfillment, to restore their heart to whole again. So now it's like they're going to protect it so no one else hurts it. But with you, you get access to that. And that's going to turn you on because everyone else kind of sees this person as maybe, I'm not going to say mean. I don't get mean. And this person is so generous and loving, but their energy, even when they're kind and operating in this protective energy and this teaching energy and this healing energy and this defensive activism or political type of energy, they'll, even if they're doing all this kind stuff, their energy is still giving, don't come close. But with you, this person is doting and they're soft and they're sweet, almost like simping, which I don't really like the term, but that's the best term for the lack of a better term. And you're going to love that. You're going to love that you get to have access to both parts of this person. I feel like it's the same thing with you. I feel like you operate in this source archetype energy as well in the public, but behind closed doors with the lovers, you also give this person the cups energy. This person gets to see you loving, cuddling, saying lovey-dovey things to each other, kissing, very affectionate, very passionate with one another. But it's like when you're behind closed doors, it's like a whole nother world. It's like you've created your own world where the two of you get to just be vulnerable with each other and be very loving and passionate and intense. And there's no fear of being deceived or hurt like you were in the past. And it's going to turn you on that you experience this with this person, that they bring this out of you. and you bring this out of them. Like it's kind of feeling like you two against the world, but also you two trying to help the world, trying to heal the world, trying to change the world in some way, change others in some way, heal others in some way, help others in some way. There's a strong desire for justice here. There's a strong desire for fairness. There's a desire to not see others lack, to not see others hurting, feeling alone, experiencing injustice or unfairness, and not being helped. Like this is giving the energy where you are in a position where you are the voice for those who have lost their voice and can't speak up for themselves, or you help other people find their voice. If somebody doesn't have food, maybe you have a charity that gives to others, you donate. If you don't do this for a career, although I think you do, but if you guys don't do this for a career, this is something you do day to day where you do random acts of kindness. You could also do that in addition to this career. But this person's loving nature, but ability to still maintain this stern and serious, intimidating exterior, while on the core level who they truly are, is just going to be so exciting and exhilarating for you. And it's going to, with the lovers, it's going to definitely have you aroused. I feel like this is a person where you won't be able to keep your hands off each other's, but I do feel like it's kept behind closed doors. I do feel like for this couple, though, people can sense the passion. People can kind of sense that Ace of Cups, even though you may not allow people to get that kind of view into your connection. I do feel like you'll hold hands and you'll have this kind of, loving connection even in public. But I feel like what people will read is the energy, right? With the lovers, there's something about the energy exchange or the way you look into each other's eyes or the way you handle each other in public that kind of gives the energy that there's a deep, passionate, very exciting and satisfying, intimate life here. With the Ace of Cups, that maybe you two are very loving behind closed doors, but people don't actually have access because I feel there's a strong protective nature and private energy around you individually and around your connection, strong boundaries. You're helping, you're giving, you're loving, you're protecting, you're defending, you're teaching, you're guiding, you're restoring hope, you're doing all this beautiful stuff to help others and change the world. But while you're doing that, people still have to stay at a distance. People are still not allowed access to either of you or to this connection or to the life you're creating. It's like you do this as a job and you have your heart and soul in it and you love it, but you keep it separate from this connection. And that's also something that's going to turn you on. The way that this person enforces those boundaries is similar to how you do it. And it's like you see the world in the same way. You have the same perspectives. You've had probably the same life where you've had heartbreak because some of you could have been divorced. Some of you could have had issues in your connections with family, friends. You've probably spent a lot of time alone. You've probably both cut yourself off from others, have been single for a long time because you don't trust anyone else with your heart. And with this King of Swords going into the Ace of Cups and then the Lovers at the bottom, and then when you come together, you give your heart to one another, which is something either of you probably thought you'd never do again. This is going to be, and again, I said I thought pile one and two were going to be my favorites, and now I'm so in love with this pile. So I don't have a favorite pile. I never pick a favorite pile, okay? Because all the piles tend to have something pretty great in them. And I thought pile one was going to be it, and then I'm like, pile two might have tied, and now I'm massively, deeply in love with this group. So I don't have a favorite today. I think all of the groups were my favorite, which is usually the case. But I love this energy. I think you're going to just be so attracted to this person's assertiveness, the protective nature they have, the desire to see others do well, but it's also because you know what they've been through and you've been through it too. With the Ten of Swords, this person's had a lot of painful endings in connections with others. With the Tower card, they've had a lot of sudden endings where things were going well and they've probably had a lot of endings where they had to start over and rebuild and they probably had to do it by themselves. Three of Swords, heartbreak, deception. Ten of Swords, deception. Ten of Wands, a lot of burdens. They could have struggled a lot financially. They could have grew up where there was not a lot. This person knows what it is maybe to not know where their next meal is coming from or how they're going to pay a bill. This person has taken on a lot by themselves. For some of these people, they could even be single parents, You could be a single parent. But this person know what it is to have to fight through with that sword energy and overcome all of this energy. With the world card, this is the energy of having to overcome a very difficult cycle to arrive at a place where you're ready to step into your purpose and create the life you want for yourself. So I feel like you two will have extreme pleasure in your life in every area, extreme abundance, extreme happiness, extreme joy, and extreme privacy, an extreme energy of wanting to fulfill your life's mission and purpose together. But I feel like it came after a very difficult battle. And then with its Ten of Swords starts it in the beginning, which is we know what that painful energy is. But at the end of this first card pulls the Star card where your hope is restored. There's a spiritual transformation. There's a restoration in your heart. There's a restoration in your mind, in your life, in your soul. And you're now moving through life where there is now balance. There's now peace. You have went through all of this turmoil. You've ended this cycle and now your heart goes through a renewal. This person, like I said earlier, they know what it's like to have to restore their heart and pick themselves up from their bootstraps. This is a person that probably spent a lot of time in the dark, and so have you, trying to find your light. And it's like with that star card, that's the light. There's a star in both cards, and it's out here twice. There's two stars out here, and the world and the lovers with two energies. You two are going to be guiding lights and in something you do in this world. And I feel like what this unified desire that you both share, both so passionate and assertive about it, is what's going to turn you on, because maybe you never thought there would be somebody out there that would be just like you, right? That would operate and see the world and have went through this. The fact that this person has been through all of this just as you have, but the fact that this person has been through all of this and they still can operate in this loving, warm, compassionate way for others, they can still seek out to do the right thing. They didn't become bitter, even if they went through a period of time where they were. The fact that they have pulled themselves out of all of this and they still have this energy of hope and faith and optimism, and now they want to go out and restore that for other people and give that to others, is going to be something that is going to be such a turn on for you. Like, you are just going to love this person to the core, and I feel they're going to love you to the core. Yeah, I love this energy. This feels amazing. And I feel intimately this will be something that you will not expect, because I feel again your energy gives, theirs and yours, I feel gives very conservative. So I don't think people really know just how intense, passionate, and even, kind of freaky some of you can be in the bedroom, because the energy doesn't give that. This kind of gives somebody that is um not really focused on those type of things, somebody that doesn't really give a lot of energy or attention to that. But I feel like, again, behind closed doors, you two operate more in a cups and wands energy, where there's a lot of warmth and romance, and then there's a lot of passion, fire, and desire. But on the outside, your energy doesn't give that. People can sense it, because I feel like you have very intense eyes. And when you look into each other's eyes, I feel like you two communicate without words, especially with swords. There's various forms of communication. You communicate with a touch. You communicate by looking at each other's eyes. Something similar came out of Pal too, but this one definitely. There's a lot of energy of expressing yourself. You will study each other. You will analyze each other. You will be tapped into each other. There will be an intuitive nudge where you will always be feeling what this person is feeling, thinking, or wanting, even without them having to say. It's like, again, with the lovers, like two souls are coming together, and with the energy exchange, it's like two energies link, and now anything this person experiences, you experience. This could even be like some spiritual gurus. Maybe you could do something in the occult, because I'm getting the spirituality, and then um the energy of the intellect. Yeah, there could be something like that for some of you, but most of you, this is either coaching, author, motivational speaking, a lawyer, something in the justice field, like a judge, politics, and activist, or just somebody, like I said, that goes out day to day, doing random acts of kindness and seeking out justice and fairness and giving to those that are less fortunate, restoring hope and happiness and faith in the lives of other people and in the world. I feel, again, the world card is out here. I feel like this is something that you want to do and create some sort of ripple effect of change in the whole world, in the lives of each person. And with the two stars out here in the lovers, I do feel like a lot of you will be seen, known, respected, honored, and admired for this. I don't feel like you do it for that. I feel like you actually prefer to work behind the scenes and not allow people to have access to you. But what you're doing, I feel like, is going to put the spotlight on some of you. Others, you're just going to have this very strong position of power and authority. And I feel like the same things that turn you on about this person turns them on about you. And that energy comes together. And with this lovers, it is explosive. This is going to be very satisfying and pleasurable in every way, not just intimately, but the conversations, the romance, the lovers. This is just giving. Let's look at this. We have the pentacles, we have the swords energy, we have the cups. And then we have the lovers, which is giving wands. So this is giving emperor and empress. This is giving somebody that is like maybe operating mostly the king or queen of swords energy, but overall you are an empress. That would make sense with all this transformation. I feel like this is giving emperor and empress, but I feel like you manage. The empress has all the energies of all the four queens. The emperor has all the energies of the four kings. But I feel like for you, the way that you manage each of those energies, where you allow them to show up and how you express them is differently. I love this, but I'm going to leave it there because I could stay in this energy all day. And I do love all this beautiful energy for you. I am wishing you all the best, and may this come into your life sooner rather than later with grace, ease, love, and joy, and massive prosperity. And of course, if it resonated on any level, you may feel free to like and subscribe. You can let me know in the comments if you choose. And if interested, you may return to the channel. There are other topics, videos, and readings there as well. But other than that, thank you.